Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Regrowth. In the last episode, we were doing a ton of things with Mechanism, making a whole bunch of stuff and getting a whole bunch of quests done and a lot of technical stuff. And I'm going to kind of step away from that for now, and we're going to get back into some magical stuff, specifically Thaumcraft. So that is going to be the plan of what we're going to be working on today, and we'll kind of go from there. So, if we take a look at our quest book, we have two quests right now to do. Getting these node stabilizers and the sinister node in a jar. Now, I think I want to do the node stabilizers first. Node stabilizers are an interesting thing that allows us to, well, we can recharge things completely from, nodes. We can use nodes to recharge our scepter rather, that's in the arcane workbench. We can use it to eventually recharge our wands, have a pedestal where we can recharge stuff, and it's gonna be pretty nice. So this is the first thing that we're gonna do. And the one thing that it does that's really kind of nice is it prevents nodes from draining V from other nodes, which is the problem we had with all of our nodes here. So yeah, that's going to be solved. And then it's also going to basically allow us to we can then later use it to recharge nodes completely. Which is kind of cool. So, like, not recharge nodes, what am I saying? We can use it later to harness the V with a node transducer, and then we can send that around using the V charge relays, and basically we can send the power to different devices such as this, or advanced versions of the alchemical furnace and all sorts of things. So let's just jump into it today. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we need to make a node stabilizer. Now this isn't too bad. It's a piece of gold, some quartz, piston, arcane stone blocks, and niter. So do we have any niter? We do. Arcane stone blocks, we do. Let's see, what else do we need? Gold, quartz, and pistons. So piston, I never taught the system how to make pistons. Is pistons any different than normal? Slightly, but I think we can handle that. Let's go teach the system how to make a piston, because that seems like something would be nice to have. So pistons. And then, just to be safe, I don't think it knows how to make levers. We'll go ahead and teach that as well. So, yeah, that will use up a lot of space. I need to make more stuff, but that we'll get there later. Basically, I need to just extend this guy farther, more molecular assemblers, more interfaces, and it'll be a little bit better. So, like I said, we'll worry about that later. So, we need piston. Why did it use silverwood? Do we not have any? No, we have plenty of jungle wood. I guess because there was already silverwood planks, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it this time. Let's grab a piece of gold, and then we need some quartz. 1, 2. Cool. And then we just head over here, and it's a simple craft. So, some arcane stone blocks, niter, and there is the node stabilizer. So that is that. Now it wants us to make the node transducer. So if we want to make the node transducer, The transducer requires a stabilizer, so let's make yet another one. So we're gonna need another piston. Yeah, because it's already available, it's gonna use it. Whatever, that's fine. As long as it's not, it shouldn't craft with the silverwood. I don't think it shouldn't. It might, but it shouldn't. So, arcane stone blocks. We need niter. Excuse me. And what was the other? Quartz. 2 quartz blocks. And then what else do we need for this? So 4 redstone blocks, another niter. Iron times 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the redstone comparator, which requires 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Cool. So easy enough. We'll just go ahead and put this stuff in here. Insufficient. We need more ordo. Alright. Does this have ordo in it? It does not. Neither does this. Alright, so we need ordo. Now something we probably should do is... Do I not have that stuff? I swore that we saw one. Transposers. No. Just teleposers. That's what they're called. Not transposers. Teleporters. Teleposers, rather. And the item that goes with that is... It's an ender pearl that's used, this guy, teleposition focus. Which we don't have. So we need just an ender pearl. I think we can manage that. And tier 4 altar. I think this is a tier 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a tier 4. So all we need is a little bit, just a little bit of blood, a little bit more than that. Let's back. Actually, this is a witch spawner. We want to be close. I couldn't remember what we had. Dagger of sacrifice. And let me just turn this off for the time being. I don't know if there's any others up there or not. But to get the teleposition lens, we need 2,000 blood. We almost have it, so let's just throw this in here. And that should be good enough to go ahead and put that in there. Clean up my inventory a little bit. The sugar we're going to keep in there, because that's actually used for chemistry, so it's kind of nice. So we have the teleposition focus. I have to remember how to use this. Isn't there a book? There's a book with blood magic. Yes, this one. So, what I want to look for is the teleposition stuff, which shouldn't be to the teleposer. There we go. So make that, we make that. Which we didn't have to make that, we already had it. So, often no one has built. Okay. Turns out the main falling point was the limited number of people that. Yeah. So further research and then the pearls. So make them stronger. So okay. To perform a teleport, you need 2 teleposers. Next, bind a teleposition focus to one of them by right-clicking on the teleposer. Bind it to yourself by right-clicking on anything else. Then slot it into the second teleposer and apply a redstone signal. So we just need a button, and we should be able to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go find a node, and we're going to make the node a little bit better. So to kind of demonstrate this right off the bat, let's grab a button. Wooden button works just fine. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this right here. Now it doesn't really cost that much to move things. We just go ahead and place that there. We bind this right there. It is bound, as you can see, and then we put it in there. We can't put, unfortunately this version of Minecraft you can't put buttons on the ground, and we just move it. Easy. So we're gonna do that again, but we're going to do it a little bit farther away. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go find, let's put it right here. We just right click, 509. Yep, that is exactly where it needs to be. And then we need to find an order shard, which I believe, yes, not a shard, an ordo node, one that's halfway decent, that's relatively close. 51, that one is really good. So it is that way. So we just need to find this, and once we do, you know what, let's grab our flippers, because that's going to make this a lot easier. And we have some cobblestone. Cool. So can I just... No, I can't right click. Alright, let's just jump into the water. Put those on. And we're gonna swim. I don't know why it thought I was underwater. It does that sometimes. You have to be at the right level for it to work, but this is a decent ways away, but it is going to be a really, really, really good node. And here's the fun thing. We can just teleport it. That's the idea. That's the whole idea. We're just going to teleport it all the way back to our base, and we don't have to deal with the whole putting a node in a jar or anything like that. It's just immediately going to go back to where our base is. So let's swim, and we can talk a little bit about kind of what's going to be going on the rest of this episode. So kind of the big thing that I want to do, and I want to show this off on camera, and then I will probably start working on getting all the nodes that I want and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to have node stabilizers everywhere for all the nodes we want to keep. Now, that being said, it is going to be a little bit time consuming, so I'm going to do a lot of that off camera. But I want to show this first one. And we need the ordo, so might as well, you know. But like these guys, we could teleport back. If one of these have ordo, I will... 19 is not really enough. But then kind of the idea is we're gonna have really good nodes for all the nodes, for all of the not nodes, all of the aspects that we want, all 6 of them, and the idea will be we're gonna hook those up with the transducers to be able to recharge our ones and recharge the scepter in the arcane crafting table, which I believe is the next quest. Both of those things are that's gonna be what we do. And once you energize a node with the transducer, because that's something we have to do, we're never gonna touch it again, ever. It's a bad thing to do. I don't know if we're gonna put them up top. I think we will, just because it's gonna be easier. That looks interesting. Have I scanned you? No. You're really good. So, you know what? Can I place a block off of you? I can. All right. Let's I hate this little glitch. It's a glitch with the flippers. Anyways, all we have to do, put this down. I don't know if this uses any of our blood. We'll find out. We put that in there. And there we go. So the node is back at our base. And we just have to go back there. So let's just clear arrow. And we will head back. We have a nice node full of ordo. And it's just going to be sitting there waiting for us on top of the other teleposers. So that is really nice. I love the teleposers. It is such a cheesy way to deal with nodes from Thaumcraft, because otherwise there's two ways to move nodes, and one of them is incredibly expensive. I don't think that it's not available in every mod pack because it is not part of kind of the standard Thaumcraft mod. It is an add-on that adds basically making super powered jars to house the nodes. And when you do that, that is a really weird structure. Looks like, oh, I guess that's just a cliff. But when you do that, what happens is you move a node perfectly. It does not damage the node to put it in a jar. It's incredibly expensive. The other way is the cheaper node in a jar, which we're going to do today, I think, unless we already have one, but we'll check that. But the cheaper node in a jar, which is very detrimental to the quality of the node. So it's not one that I want to do if we can avoid it. So obviously we're going to just kind of, well, cheesing it is a little bit of a bad way of saying it, but basically cheese it. We're going to make it easy with the teleposers. Because blood magic is in this pack, and I like using blood magic for that. It makes it easier for us to do something like that. That being said, once we get a couple of nodes, then we're not going to have to worry about much else. Basically, we're going to be able to get all of the stuff that we could want, and no problems or anything like that. We'll be able to recharge our wands relatively quickly. More nodes means faster recharges, but it means more work for me getting them all in place. But that is not the worst of things. Alright, once we get a little bit more flight, I think we have to hit a block or something. I don't know. I don't know why. It's the flippers that really messes with you. Because when you're in the air, it's like you're walking. And yeah, it doesn't like it until you basically reset the boots. Actually, you might have to reset the tiara. I don't know. It's not working too well, but who cares? We'll deal with it later. So anyways, we have this nice node right here. Cool. That is what I want. So we're going to put that node into a jar in a little bit. But we need a good bit of ordo for this. So let's fill this guy back up. And this node will replenish. That'll take some time, but it'll be fine. Hopefully we have enough of everything to make this nice, and to make the transducer. Cool, we don't even need ordo for that. So there's the transducer. And let's get our quest book. Let's get our inventory organized again. And I do want to see real quick, do we have a node? We do have a node in a jar. And it's just a pure aqua node, so it's not one that I really care about. We also have some nodes that we can place that are going to be random. That's going to be just as good. So let's take a look at our quest book, and now it wants us to make a V relay. So once stabilized, you can make a device called a node transducer that can focus the energy that a normally regenerates in a node. Unfortunately, you're unsure as to whether or not you'll be able to safely reverse the process once it's started. Yeah, so once you stabilize a node, you can energize it to actually start gaining the power from it. This process is one that you don't want to reverse, which is going to lead me to kind of deciding whether I want the stuff up here or down below. I don't know yet. But we also need to make the V relay, so it seems unlikely that you'll be able to move your node once it's energized. You'll need a way to carry the energy. Small crystal made from a balanced shard should be enough to accomplish it. Now you can stabilize the nodes just fine. Stabilizing nodes does not do anything. It does have the normal recharge rate. But it prevents unstable nodes from losing their V and has a tiny chance of eventually removing unstable conditions, and then a very, very small chance of turning fading nodes into pale nodes, which is just different types of nodes. It's the transducer that you don't want to mess with once you set it up. It's even more dangerous than it sounds, and careful steps must be taken. So first, the node needs to be stabilized during the entire process. That's done. You put the transducer above the node, and once you apply a redstone signal to it, it converts it to an energized node and quickly loses stored V in the process. It takes some time, but when it's done, it will change into an energized node. So you should keep the stabilizer and the transducer active from now on, forever. You don't want to reverse that. So we need a balanced shard. Balanced shard and some iron. Get rid of the button. What I might do, actually I'm not going to worry about it right now. So we have that stuff, so we need some iron. Not that kind of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're making is the V relay. So yeah, just some iron and a balanced shard, and then some ordo. And we get 2 of those. So that's not bad. I also should be scanning all of this stuff. Why wasn't I? Oh well. Not that big of a deal. So now that we have that, that is the quest. We're going to get a bunch of node stabilizers, a bunch of ore nodes, some rare treasure, and essentia. So the rare treasure actually might be really good. Potentia, I believe that's going to be used for some stuff later if we want to. You can like power stuff with Potentia, but more random nodes, and I'm going to put this stuff away. And I do want to scan the rare treasure, but we're also going to open it because we can get some really good stuff from this. And we didn't. Cool. I've gotten nether stars from rare treasures before, so that's one of those things that if you can get it, that'd be kind of cool, but the likelihood is pretty low. So now that that's done, we've unlocked 2 more quests. The focal manipulator, which basically we can infuse a focus with V to basically change the focus's effects. We can essentially enchant foci, and that's what this is used for. But we can. This is another machine that can be powered with the nodes. And then this is how you power them, with a V charge relay. So this will give us some more relays. So let's go ahead and make that. So the V charge relay, we're going to need some great wood wands, which is not too bad, some iron, and a relay. Alright, so we need 4 great wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. Iron. And a relay. And this will make our first V-charge relay. And then if we ever need to make more, this is not that difficult. So there we go. And let's go ahead and scan it. And that should be the quest. So we're going to get more relays. And basically what you can do is that. And now if we power this with V from nodes, we can recharge this one. No problem. Which we'll get into later. So with that being done, let's get the focal manipulator. And the focal manipulator requires a primal charm. Ooh, requires a lot of aspects. That's okay. So we need 2 iron, 2 gold. 1, 2. 1, 2. We're also going to need some arcane stone blocks, including arcane stone slabs. Alright, so arcane. We're going to do 1 of these. So we need that. And 2 of these. We need a primal charm and a table. How do we make the table again? It is great wood planks. Great wood. And can I? Nope, can't do that. And we just need to do 1 more of these. I think it's something like this. So there is the table. And then the primal charm. Which we don't have, so we need shards. We need 1 of each shard. So 1 air, ordo, entropy, fire. We were running low on fire shards. That's okay. We can get more. It's not too hard, I don't think. No, because it's just shard essence. So there we go. We have, and then we need 2 more gold. So this is just expensive on gold, not really much else. And then obviously this stuff, the actual V. So let's go ahead and just shift click that. Makes the primal charm. We're going to need more ordo. Kind of figured that. But this is replenished a little bit, so we can get a little bit more from it. So drain these nodes as much as we can. Not going to destroy them or anything, but let's get as much stuff as we can from them. Water is by far the easiest thing for us to get because there's so many water nodes. We are living next to an ocean. So I don't think we have enough, but we'll see. So it was like so. That didn't work. That goes in the middle. This goes here. I believe gold was on the bottom. Like so. And we do have enough. Cool. Just barely. Wow. We have 0.23 left. Yeah, 2.8. Sorry. Focal manipulator. There we go. So we have that. And that's the quest. So we're going to get the Peck's Curse with a couple of enchants. As you can see, it has potency to extend to Nightshade. I don't know what they do. I don't really care. But we are going to go ahead and scan that. Focus. And yeah, so that is that quest. So, not too bad. So let's go ahead and put this stuff away. And we need to look at the last thing on our list, which is the Sinister Node in a Jar. Now, in order to get this, we're going to have to do a lot of work. We just need 1. We're going to get 2 more Sinister Nodes after that. So one of the more interesting ones are Sinister Nodes, which seem to send zombies and alter the environment around them. You wonder if there might be some use for being able to corrupt other nodes into this type. So this might lead us to something else. I don't know. But in order to do this, we're going to need Looks like 4 each of the obsidian tiles and obsidian totems. So that's pretty easy. There's 4 obsidian tiles. Let's get rid of this. The totems, we need 4 more, and we need to do a lot of alchemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in order to get this, we need earth. Oh wow, there's so much stuff. All right, alienus, tenebra, mortis, aurum, examinus. So aurum, the only way to get that is really from ethereal essence. So do we have any ethereal essences that could be useful? We have alienus, we're going to need a lot of this stuff though, for these totems. So we need 6 each. So, and we need 4. So we're gonna need something like this. We're gonna need 4 more obsidian tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see, aurum, these have 4 each. And then we can do alienus. So that'll be a little bit helpful. So we have the some of the aspects to make the obsidian totems. Let's actually obsidian totem. So we need 8 darkness, 8 alienus. How much? None. Okay, so let's look at the darkness, because I think that's going to be the hardest thing. Endstone is good. Endstone. But can we make more endstone? That is the question. Yes, we can. So if we need to have 8 darkness each, we need 8 times 4, which is 32. So there is, and that's also going to give us 8 of the Terra. So we're going to need Mortis and Examinus. This Skulls is pretty good. But otherwise, I think Skulls are going to be the best for that. We can make more skulls. That's not too difficult. It's just skeleton essence. Think like this. No. Is it a 4? Yes. So we need 8 of each, so we need 2 for each. So something like that. And we're going to have way too much aspects for this. So, alright. Let's do one at a time. Let's make this easier on me than anything else. So, we need 12 earth. Okay, let's start with, we need 8 endstone. That's going to give us 8 earth as well. But it's going to give us the tenebra. So we need 6. So 1 of these and 1 of these. Do we have any more? We do have more aurum. So we don't need those. And what we're going to do is we're going to have, there's 6. So 1 of each, so 3 more. And we can make those. Alright, so we have aurum, darkness, and most of the earth. We need 2 more earth. So we're going to need like dirt. Dirt is 2 earth, so we're going to need 4 of these. And that will be good. Then we take 2 of these. And I believe, so we just need alienus. So undead we need 6. We have 8. That's a little bit extra. So we need some kind of alienus that doesn't have much else. Honestly, I think What about that teleposition? Can I scan this? No. We need something that is going to give us alienness without too much else. And I think, unfortunately, ender pearls are going to be the best thing. Unless... Have we researched that? Okay. Yeah, unless we can find something else that's going to have decent alienness. I'm trying to think of what else could be alien. There's not really anything that comes to mind, unfortunately. So I guess we're going to have to go with ender pearls. I really hope that we have enough stuff for this. So we're going to need 2 ender pearls each, so we're going to need 8. Alright, here's hoping there's enough in here for all of this stuff. So... Cool. There is. So we just do that a bunch. And we'll be good. So... let's get our wand out so that we can clear this up. That can stay, I don't really care. Actually, let's switch things around a little bit. And we can do it again. So these 1, 1, 1. Cool. Now we're getting a little bit of work from this because this is a negative thing to do, but oh well. It shouldn't be that much. And can we get some more magical food? Yes, we can. Cool. We'll go ahead and eat. And the last one. So that, and that. Cool. So there is the 4 obsidian totems. A little bit expensive, yes, but oh well. So we have some of the items. We can get rid of this now. Now, what else do we need for this? We need a brain in a jar. So tile, totem, tile, totem, totem, tile, totem, tile. Yeah, we need 4 of each. We have the node in the jar in the center, so we need a sinister lodestone, which is another infusion. That one shouldn't be too bad. So, let's go ahead and get sinister lodestone. And what we need to do is we need to get niter, both shards, order, and entropy. We're gonna need, actually let's take 2 of each because this is a bad infusion. Niter times 2. We're gonna need some knowledge fragments and flint. Flint we only need 1 because it goes in the center, it can't possibly be knocked off. And then knowledge fragments, we only have 1. In order to get more knowledge fragments, there is a couple ways actually. And I want to kind of look into this because it's incredibly useful. So let's go sleep. The rain is distracting. Can't fly. Forgot. So basically, knowledge fragments, the recipe that it says is bees, which is something I've been putting off, I know. We need to do bees at some point, but I haven't felt like it. That being said, there is another way, and it's through the think tank. This thing, which is a little bit of a interesting... It's an interesting little research, but it will give you knowledge fragments. You just need books. So this is something we might want to look into. Maybe we'll do that quickly next time, but we need to get more research as well. We're going to need more zombie brains. That's a little bit of the issue. I don't think we made... Oh no, we did make the think tank. Did we? Was that a quest? No, I think we just made it to get the knowledge fragments because this was used for something. Oh yeah, the whisper weed. We needed it for the whisper weed. So, let's get bookcase wood. Make 100. Not that hard. And we're gonna go ahead and set this back up. I don't know why. I don't know why the flippers like to do this. Let's actually take the flippers. We're going to put them on, move, take them off. And it still doesn't work. Can we put them on? Can't move. No idea. Okay, whatever. We just won't fly around. So we just need to put this somewhere. Let's put it down below because this is really creepy. We'll put it right over here. And we put the think tank on top. And we just put some books in. And it does its thing. And we'll get knowledge fragments. Which is great. Knowledge fragments can also be eaten for aspects. So we'll see if we get any from this. And then we can make the Sinister Lodestone. So we need 8 Aurum, 8 Alienus, Tenebra, and Synthesis. We need 8 of each. And there's that. Cool. So anytime we need more, in terms of like the thing, all we have to do is go deal with it. So let's get... I know that didn't make sense, but don't worry. So this... Which side did I put it on? That one. And this one. So 8 census. We need more census. I'm trying to think what's something good for census. Basically any of the dyes are good. They're 1 each. Lapis is also really good. So let's get like... I don't know, let's get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And that will work. So we also needed Aurum, Alienus, and Tenebra. So Aurum, we have more than enough. Alienus, we have more than enough. And Tenebra, we should have right there. We have just enough. So let's actually make a little bit more of that. Obsidian makes a lot of other things. Honestly, I think Endstone, or actually Obsidian, is fine. Let's just get 8 of that. And we'll get the census. And once we have 8 Tenebra, we'll go ahead and start this infusion. It should not be too bad. I know it's a little bit unstable, but we have a lot of stuff to like deal with that. So there is the Tenebra. So there we go, and we can just hit that. Let's get some place where we can see everything. And let this go. So once we get the Sinister Lodestone, we can then go from there, and we'll need the Brain in a Jar, which is another infusion, I believe, and then we just can go ahead and make the last thing we need, which is the sinister node in a jar. Yeah, easy, easy, easy. And we get a little bit of warp because this is sinister. But let's scan it. Gives us a bunch of stuff. And so census. Uh-oh. Wow. Alright, we need to retreat. We need to eat. But this is so many of them. We need a sword and we need to kill these guys. Let's take our crossbow, actually. We should be able to kill these guys. Not much problem. We'll go ahead and put our better armor on. But yeah, these guys are great for getting essence. The wispy essence. There's one more. Nope, there's three more. The number of these guys is just insane. But there we go. We'll just break our gravestone. And yeah, like I said... Okay, there was a skeleton. Skeleton popped out. Alright, we need to... drop off some stuff. And there shouldn't be any more. There might be. There shouldn't be. We can go ahead and put this stuff on. Throw that back on. This also goes on. Have we collected everything down here? There's the rest of our tools. Make sure we have everything. So yeah, this is one of those effects that can happen because we have such negative, well, because we're insane. And it's something that can be kind of warded off by this, but honestly, these happen so infrequently, I'm not too concerned about it. It's enough of a concern, but not really. So let's, for one, get rid of this armor. Put this armor back on. And get rid of all the stuff in my inventory that I don't need, like the shards, essence, the crossbow. You know what, we're gonna put in this chest for right now. Not that we need it, but let's go ahead and get these guys cleared up. Terra and Ignis. Looks like there's room. Cool. So a little bit of a sidetrack happens. So put these in here. We have that and that. Alright, so literally all we need for this last infusion for the node in a jar is the brain in a jar. So I want to make sure that we don't have... Okay, we don't have the brain in a jar. So what do we need for the brain in the jar? The brain in the jar requires a warded jar, a zombie brain, 2 spider eyes. Now we're going to get a lot of effects. Now would probably be a good time to go ahead and drink one of these. We also need a bucket of water. And cool. 10 cognito, 10 census. We should have the census. I just put a bunch in there. Cognito. We have enough. And then 20 examinus. We have 40. Cool. So we just need a warded jar. Which is glass panes, I do believe. Let's make like 100. I believe that's what it... Yeah, glass panes and a slab. So once we get just a little bit more glass, which will take just a second, we can go ahead and get this taken care of. We need 7. Cool. And it's just a little bit of water, I do believe, which is luckily the best thing for us to have an ingredient for. So spider eyes, go in the corners, zombie brain, and a water bucket. And that should be all we need to do. So this is yet another infusion. Will take just a little bit. Won't be too bad. Just kind of want to make sure that everything goes well. It's gonna start sucking up the items here in a second. And there goes the brain. There goes the first spider eye, and those two. So for this guy, we need 16 examinus, 16 darkness, 16 death. Since that's the first brain in the jar we've ever made, we'll scan it, take our bucket back, and let's go ahead and do this last thing. So it was death, mortis, it was examinus, death, and darkness, 16 of each. We need more darkness. Examinus, we have enough, and then mortis, we have enough. So we just need a little bit more tenebra, which, again, obsidian. Let's do half a stack. That's fine. And we need 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, we have 12. So we need 4 each of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This and this. And finally, the node in a jar. Doesn't matter what kind of node, just need a node in a jar. So once we get the darkness, we can go ahead and do this. And I'm only slightly worried about this. So hopefully it doesn't go too bad. Alright, let's smack it. And this is going to be a nasty infusion. It's not only unbalanced, but it also is a lot of stuff. So hopefully it's not too bad. So far so good. We do have a lot of stabilizers down below. So it's starting to take the first items. I wanted to take the lodestone and the brain in the jar. So there goes the brain in the jar. As soon as the lodestone goes, it's going to be a lot better. I think it's going to take another tile, then the lodestone, and then the other two. But this is actually going really well. We're going to get some work for this, I believe, but that's okay. Cool. There we go. A sinister node in a jar. Let's go ahead and... Okay, we don't need to scan it. But that should be the quest. And it certainly is. Cool. So we're going to have 2 more sinister nodes in a jar and a eldritch eye. So now we can start working towards... Okay, they're all the same. And then an eldritch eye. So now we can start getting the eldritch obelisk placer. This is a really, really nasty nasty recipe, if I'm not mistaken. Obelisk how do you spell it? It's an E. So obelisk, eldritch obelisk placer. It's usually a creative mode only type thing because It's supposed to be one of those, like, you make it so that you can go to it in creative mode wherever you want, but it's going to require some void metal ingots, not too bad, some totems, which these are the more annoying ones, 2 crimson rights, which is a lot of infusions, some more, and then the hood and the helm, which weren't too bad, and it's a very high infusion, and it requires a void metal block. So yeah, that's gonna be fun, but we're not gonna do it today. I don't even know if we're gonna do it next time, to be honest, but we will do it soon enough and kind of go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next time, I really don't know what we're gonna do. We might continue with Thaumcraft. We might do something else. We might actually finally get into bees. You know, I think we might finally get into some bees. Some. Not much. Just a little. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Between episodes, I might start working on getting some nodes stabilized and all that kind of stuff, and decide what I'm going to do with that, whether I want them up here or downstairs. Probably going to put them downstairs. But we'll see what I end up doing with that, and we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!